I know, okay? Next week, these deets are coming out. Friday is a curly hair video, and then next week, we're getting all into the stretched hair, okay? Now, let's go ahead and continue with today's video. Oh, what it do? Oh, what's up? Kenna? Hey. What's up, Papa Lockin', my good fam? It's your girl, Crystal, aka Curly Chris. Welcome back to your girl's channel. I am so happy to have you here. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that has drastically helped me while being natural, okay? So 5 tips that I wish I had known before I was natural, 5 tips that has helped me while I was natural, and also 5 tips that has helped me to grow my hair. And these tips are also going to be very, very helpful to you, anyone who is natural, whether you are transitioning, whether you're thinking about it, where you are deep into your journey, all those things. So before I go ahead and get into those details, if you are not already part of the Curly Chris family, go ahead and do one thing for your girl, and that is to smash that button down below, okay? Smash that button down below. Hit it like you mean it for your girl, because I know that you do. Go ahead and join the family, because we have a seat at the table waiting just for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. Alright, so you guys already know I got all my notes written down, because that's just what I do every single time I have to make a video like this. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to be starting out with number 5 and then going all the way down to number 1, which is going to be the most important thing that has drastically helped me. So number 5 is I listened to my hair, and then I stuck with a consistent routine that helped my hair. So when I say I listen to my hair, I feel like that's really a very important tip, because so many people do what they see works for other people, especially in the natural hair industry. You can literally have a product where you know this product does not work for you. You know it has an ingredient that in the top 5 that does not work for you, and you will still go out and buy it and try it on your hair because it worked for this other YouTuber or this other person. Sis, that's not for you. Some people will literally keep on doing the same thing when their hair is not agreeing with it just because someone else is doing it. So when I say listen to your hair, I mean if your hair is telling you, our hair tells us a lot. Whenever your hair is dry, that's your hair talking to you, okay? Whenever your hair is brittle, that's your hair talking to you, okay? Whenever your hair is limp, weak, all those things, dull, that's your hair talking to you. Whenever it is frizzy on day 1, that's your hair talking to you. Your hair is literally telling you, this did not work for me. This technique, this product did not work for me. That's when you can also book a consultation. But, you know, anyway. So that is what your hair is telling you, okay? You have to listen to that. You have to say, oh, well, this may have worked for this other person, but it's not what my hair needs. There's multiple things that I would love to use on my hair, that I would love to try on my hair, but I stick with a consistent routine that my hair is actually benefiting from. There's so many routines out there, and there's so many things that you could follow, and that's what makes it so confusing in the natural hair industry. But you have to be consistent with a routine. Let's take working out for example, okay? If you work out 1 time, 2 times out of a week, you're not going to see any type of results. It's not like you're over there lifting weights and you're like, oh, there's those muscles. Like, no, you're going to see muscles after months of doing the same routine consistently. So the same thing with your hair. You have to consistently be working on a routine and sticking to that routine. If you do a routine for 1 week and be like, oh, that ain't worked for me. Well, clearly you did it for 1 week, you know. So you consistently have to be doing the same routine, which is what I stress to all of my clients in my consultations as well. You have to do the same routine for more than just 1 time, and then you test and see if that's working for your hair, and if it is, you continue on doing it. So that's tip number 5, is to listen to your hair and be consistent with your routine and what your hair is telling you that it needs. So number 4 is to focus on health and not on length, okay? Health matters so much more, y'all, okay, than length. And by the way, if you focus on health, if your hair is healthy, it will retain length. That's a byfactor of healthy hair, is it growing, okay? Focusing on length will actually get you to longer hair, but not healthy hair. And in the end, we want health over length. Health is way more important because that's the state, the well-being of your hair, okay? That means that you are actually doing a consistent routine that your hair is loving, your hair is benefiting from, and that contributes to the health of your hair. Length comes from having a consistent, healthy routine for your hair. For me personally, when I started to focus on health, my hair got so much thicker, y'all. Like, my hair is way thicker now than it's ever been. My hair may have been longer in the past, but the thickness and the health of it is now contributing to having a healthy hair routine and also more length to come eventually. So focus on the health. Do not focus so much on the length. If you're so worried about length, you'll never get to where you want to be because you're just doing things to get to this quick result, this quick end result, instead of putting in all the work in between. Natural hair is work, but it's also so worth it, okay? It's worth it, sis or bro. So focus on the health of your hair. Get you a consistent routine, which goes back to tip number 5. Focus on that and get yourself on a regimen that actually helps the health of your hair. And if you need assistance with that, you can go ahead and book a consultation with your girl, and I'll be glad to help you come up with a healthy routine for your hair. Alright, so number 3. This may sound a little funny, but it's so true. Never style your hair while you are angry. If you are upset, sis, just leave the hair alone, okay? I always stress this. Leave the hair alone, okay? If you are mad, if you are tense, if you are just tired, don't do your hair that day. Just go ahead, take a nap, go to sleep, and do it the next day or at a later time. The reason why I really think this is so important is because whenever you do anything in anger and stress, it is never healthy. The end result is never ever healthy. So if you're doing your hair while you are angry, you're literally going to be rushing. You're not going to be patient with it. Natural hair needs a lot of patience, especially on wash day. So our hair has a lot of tangles on wash day, okay? So that means our hair is matted, it may be really dry, we have to shampoo that bad boy or co-wash, we have to deep condition, we have to detangle. If you're in a rush, if you are not taking your time doing these things, your hair will literally break off. You'll start to see more shedding. Doing things hastily never ever is a good end result. So basically all the progress that you put in to get your hair on this healthy routine, this consistent routine, 1 week of you doing it while you're angry could really be a big damage to the health and overall look of your hair. So just wait, be patient, don't be in a rush. If you are in a rush, just wait. Throw something on your head and just wait until later to do it the right way. So number 2 that helped me is I stopped getting routine trims. Yes, you heard that correctly. I stopped getting routine trims. Instead, I trim my hair whenever it needs to be trimmed, okay? I used to be the type when so many naturals are still this way, where we trim our hair every 3 months, every 4 months, literally have it on a calendar, every 3 months, every 4 months, trim. That's great that you're getting routine trims. However, let's say month 2, you see a split end, you see some single strand knots. Some people legit keep those knots in their hair until it's time for that trim on a calendar. What I've decided to do instead is go ahead and trim your hair, cut that off yourself at that moment. Now, the reason why I highly stress that is because if you let a split end stay on your hair, or a group of split ends, and of course one is going to be here every now and again, we can't catch every split end or every single strand knot, but if you see an area that really is bad, by you waiting until the time of your trim, that is literally splitting up the hair shaft every single time you wait. Instead, you could just trim that off and stop that splitting, which will contribute to your hair growing, okay? Length retention is the number 1 issue, I feel like, with naturalistas, why we get so frustrated because we don't see length retention. But by getting a routine trim and ignoring your hair in between those routine trims, that halts our length retention because your hair is going to be splitting up that hair shaft, and that's going to cause for your hair to be shorter and more breakage. Instead of doing that, go ahead and trim that while you are ahead, and then you can retain more length in the end. So I really did stop getting routine trims, and I started to trim my hair when my hair told me it needed to be trimmed. Once again, listening to your hair. And I know right now in the pandemic we don't have as much access to hair salons. So I have some simple ways that I trim my hair where I feel comfortable doing it myself. And I do all my trims, but I feel like a lot of people have actually benefited from this routine as well and this technique. So I'll link that either here or in the description box below of how you can do that. But yes, trim your hair when your hair needs it and not when the calendar is telling you to do so. Alright, and numero uno, the number one thing that has drastically helped me improve my natural hair is deep conditioning regularly. Deep conditioning regularly. If you are not deep conditioning your hair on a regular basis every single week, deep conditioning your hair once a week, y'all, with heat, 30 to 45 minutes, sis, you are doing more bad than good for your hair. Okay, deep conditioning process is really the process where our hair soaks up the most nutrients of our entire wash day routine. So for that entire week, your hair needs those nutrients. It needs the ingredients of those products. It needs that slip. It needs that creaminess. All of that in order for it to thrive. Also, during the deep conditioning process, that's when we remove a lot of our shed hairs. That's when we detangle our hair. That's when we get all those trapped hairs out. Your hair cannot grow if it's detangled, if it's trapped. That also helps with our length retention, okay? Deep conditioning is the number one thing that is so important for naturalistas, and one thing that you cannot do without. I also recommend implementing a protein deep conditioner into your routine. I say start out with once a month. I do mine once a month. I have no interest in doing it more than once a month because your hair can become protein overloaded, and that's also something that you do not want to do. But protein is something that strengthens our hair, and our hair does need it, okay? I recommend using a protein deep conditioner on your hair once a month just to give it a little boost of extra strength. That is so important for our natural hair, okay? Deep conditioning with heat. The heat actually allows the product to soak into our hair strands. Our follicles open up and accept all of that product, okay? The shaft, our hair shaft opens up. All that product seeps into our hair strand. That is how you know that your hair is benefiting from that process. After you've also deep conditioned, typically that's when we see that our hair is the most juicy, the most moisturized. Look, moisture is on 100, okay? 100,000. I know that this, it's only 5 things that drastically help my natural hair, but I'm gonna just go ahead and throw on one more because without this step, I don't know what I was doing before, but this step really takes the cake for me, okay? It's the goat of all goats for my hair. If you watch me enough, you already know what I'm about to say, and that is to apply that leave-in conditioner in the shower. Apply your leave-in conditioner in the shower with warm water. Sis! When I tell you that is what you need for your natural hair, okay? Talk about shine. Talk about your hair absorbing all the products that you're giving it. So applying your leave-in conditioner in the shower essentially helps your hair improve with moisture retention throughout your styling process, okay? It helps your hair to retain the moisture. Once you rinse out your deep conditioner, your hair is up here with moisture, shine, strength, definition, everything. Instead of rinsing that out and exiting the shower, and then allowing your hair to dry between that time and then applying the leave-in, you're gonna meet your hair with moisture immediately. So as soon as you rinse out your hair and it's at its most moisturized state, you go in right again and meet it with moisture with warm water. Make sure your hair is soaked with warm water. Apply your leave-in conditioner and then put your hair in the sections, put a cap over, and then style your hair and take the cap off once you're ready for styling. When I tell you that is you're going to see such a big difference in how much your hair retained that moisture. If you are someone who has followed that step, I want you to drop in the comment section right now how that step has improved your routine and the moisture of your hair. Let everyone know how it's helped you, because I know a lot of you guys have been using that trick in your routine. Drop in the comment section right now so people can read how it's helped you. So those are my 6 tips that I did want to share today that has drastically helped to improve my natural hair. I wish I had known these things earlier, but I am so happy to give these tips to you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below which tips you already follow, which ones you are going to follow, and also your thoughts on the entire video. I appreciate you guys so much, and if you want to see how I did blow dry my hair out, this is coming up in a video, so stay tuned, okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I truly do appreciate it, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Peace.